But when I traveled to Phoenix, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how the workouts was going to go, but I was motivated and focused.
You saw someone that, was wise beyond his years, who was coming in, that was a man among boys.
A lot of guys around my age are not mature. They do stupid things, I should say. And I think I'm a little more mature than the average guy, so that's why I made the chance on going to the NBA.
The management, Jerry and the guys, and Brian and Coach Frank Johnson at the time was there.
He clearly stood out in the gym as one of the most fierce competitors and athletic, young men that I've seen in a long time.
First of all, I was not a proponent of drafting high school kids. And then I saw him perform in the McDonald Open, and he was like a man among boys. And I said to Brian, to Mark West, to our staff, bring him in. I want to see this guy.
There was something that just stood out about him, even just personality-wise, and he had a star appeal to him that made you feel very comfortable that he had something special. I think it was felt by everyone in the gym, but in particular, Jerry, who was observing the workout, called me over and said, "What's the story? Give me more information."
He impressed the heck out of me. The mere fact that he had the background that he did, that he was just standing there. He was a physical specimen for sure. Couldn't shoot the ball, but he had everything else.
And I think he did something while we were talking, and Jerry just said, "Well, this is the guy we're taking. Like this is the guy we're taking."
We had the test to check the vertical. And when he jumped straight up in the air and touched, the numbers, everyone's mouth went, literally just went, wow. Okay, should we stop this workout now?
From the plays that I was making, I knew that I was on the right track. So I could tell by their reaction on a few plays.
It was just an amazing workout because he wanted more. He wanted more. He wanted to show you more.
I don't feel like I got to come out and just, do what I can't do, to try to impress them. I just come out and do what I can do, show them what I got, and basically, hopefully, they, think I'm doing pretty good out here. You know what I mean?
His agent was a friend of mine in Chicago, Herb Radoy. Called him and said, "I want to keep Amar'e here." I took him to a D-back game that night. He practiced the next day, and by the end of that day, he wanted to be in Phoenix, and I wanted him in Phoenix.
I fell in love with the city of Phoenix from the moment I touched down. There was a certain energy about the city once I landed, and once I got to travel around the city a little bit more, going to the Diamondbacks game during that time, I felt like I was already drafted before the draft. I felt like I was home.
So at that point, we had to do everything we could, to hope that he would get to number 9.
Called his agent and said, "Look, I don't know where he goes in the draft. We're drafting number 9, but we want him and he wants us. So I'll put the ball in your court, okay? If I had my druthers, I don't want him going to any other workouts, but that's your call."
There's draft games that are played. There's a lot of misleading information that's out there via the media, via other, anonymous, sources.
We were very fortunate that he did not work out for teams that were above us. I don't know why, but he didn't. And of course, at that time, not many teams will draft you if you don't work out. We got very lucky there.
I would only tell you that there was a lot of people that evaluated Amar'e, and maybe not everyone evaluated him the way we did, which was like, we knew that we made a decision. He was who we wanted at 9 if he was on the board. And so we did everything we could, within the rules to make sure that, he was the guy that was available at number 9 when it rolled around.
The day before the draft, the Clippers called Brian and said, "You guys are hiding out Amar'e Stoudemire. We're drafting 8th, you're 9th, we're going to take him." And Brian said, "Take him. You're ahead of us, you're entitled to take whoever you wish." So the draft unfolds the next day. Number 8 was Wilcox. Drafted by the Clippers, they took Wilcox, a forward from Maryland. And we get Amar'e at number 9, and he was Rookie of the Year. That's how that happened.
I guess they'd say he had fallen to number 9. How amazing is that? He falls to number 9. Yeah.
With the 9th pick in the 2002 NBA Draft, the Phoenix Suns select Amar'e Stoudemire from Cypress Creek High School in Orlando, Florida.
A year later, I remember walking out of the Staples Center with Coach Gentry, who was coaching the Clippers at the time, and he said, "You got our guy." And I said, "How did we get your guy when you picked before us?" He laughed and said, "Now come on, Brian, you know that was our guy." And I said, "No, you should have taken him if that was your guy." So it turned out that just, a wonderful pick for the organization. It turned out great. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, but that one we went into with a certain degree of confidence that we had the right player pick.